All right, today we're going to dive into this amazing old fable, and it has this incredibly powerful lesson, about value, about judgment, and about this fierce, defiant kind of love. And this line, this is it. This is the heart of the whole thing. It's this powerful, almost rebellious declaration of love, and it's spoken right in the face of ridicule by our hero, the mother monkey. Okay, so let's set the scene here. Now, this might be an ancient story, but trust me, it's a super sharp take on how we decide what's valuable and what it really means to see something or someone as truly worthy. So the story kicks off with a classic setup, a contest. We're in a forest, there's a big baby show, and the prize, it's from God himself. So this isn't just any old competition, right? This is a search for some kind of divine, objective standard of beauty. And then the mother monkey steps up. She's just beaming with pride, presenting her child. But the crowd's reaction? It's instant, and it is cruel. They just laugh. They laugh at what they see as this, ugly, flawed little creature. And that's it. That's the moment of conflict, where this one mother's pure love smacks right up against the cold, hard judgment of the group. And this is where the story gets really deep. It's not just a cute fable anymore. We're looking at a huge clash between two totally different ways of seeing the world. One way is all about winning the prize, and the other, it's all about belonging. So let's break this down. On one side, you've got the animal's judgment. This is all about what other people think. Getting the prize, it's looking for perfection, for things to be just right, aesthetically pleasing. It's the cold judge. But then on the other side, you have the mother's gaze. She couldn't care less about a prize. For her, it's all about belonging. Her love isn't looking for perfection. Her affection is what makes the baby perfect. See the difference? She's not a judge at all. She's the loving creator. So the mother monkey, she represents this incredible archetype, the unconditional advocate. You know that feeling, that fierce, loyal part of us that looks at something we've made, something we love, and just refuses to let what other people think, all that laughter, decide what it's worth. And the baby? Well, the baby represents the so-called inherent flaw. Think about it. It's that project you're working on, that wild idea you have, or maybe even a part of yourself that just doesn't seem to fit the world's mold. It's the thing that might look ugly to everyone else, but through your own love and devotion, it becomes absolutely beautiful. And last but not least, we have those laughing animals. What are they? They're the voice of the standard of the world. This is the market, it's the critics, it's social media, it's that pressure to measure everything with the same cold, comparative ruler. It's the voice that's always asking, yeah, but is it good enough to win the prize? But here's the thing. This isn't just some dusty old story, right? This whole dynamic, it plays out all the time, in our own lives, in our own everyday forests. Let's take a look at how. Okay, first up, our creative lives. This is where we give birth to our own little babies, right? The poems, the paintings, the weird business ideas, the things that feel like they're a piece of our soul. And here's where we face that same choice. The mother monkey's move is to protect that messy painting, or that poem that's not quite perfect. Not because it's technically brilliant, but because it's yours. It's a piece of you. The trap, the pitfall, is hearing that laughter, wanting that approval so badly that you just abandon your unique creation. And this same idea applies just as much to the people in our lives, our friends, our family. The choice here is, it's pretty stark. Are you going to be that unconditional advocate, the one who stands by a friend even after they've fallen from grace socially, or do you fall into the trap of joining in with the laughter to protect your own status, sacrificing a real, sacred bond for some fleeting prize? And yep, you guessed it. We see this exact same thing play out at work. In business, in innovation, all of it. I mean, think about it. Real, game-changing innovation, it almost always looks a little weird, a little pop-eyed when it first shows up. The brave move is to champion that unconventional idea because you see its deep intrinsic value. The pitfall is letting the market, the laughing animals, convince you it's ugly or worthless, and maybe, just maybe, throwing away the next big thing. So all of this leads us to the final and maybe the most personal question of all. How do we take this lesson and apply it not just to our projects or our friends, but to ourselves? How do we start to develop that sovereign, loving gaze for our own lives? So I want you to really ask yourself, in your life right now, whose prize are you trying to win? Is it your bosses, your families, the approval of strangers on social media? Who are the judges in your forest? And the follow-up question is just as important. Is winning that prize, is it worth rejecting your own heart? Is it worth silencing that inner voice, that little mother monkey inside your soul who knows, really knows, what is precious to you? You know, what this fable is really telling us is that ugliness is basically a social construct. It's just an agreement. But devotion, that deep, unwavering love, that's more like a cosmic law. It's a fundamental force of the universe. So, to help you build this muscle, this mindset, here are a few mantras you can carry with you. Things like, I am the sovereign judge of my own worth, or I hold my unpolished truths with pride. How about this one? I do not require the applause of the forest to know my value. And finally, I see the beauty in the unique, the strange, and the unadorned. When you really think about it, maybe the whole point of the story is that the God giving out the prize, maybe he wasn't looking at the baby at all. Maybe he was watching the mother's love the whole time. Perhaps true beauty, real worth, it doesn't need a whole crowd of judges. It just needs one single, unwavering witness. So, go forth. Look at your ideas, your projects, the people you love, and look at yourself. And hold your baby high, not as an act of defiance against the world, but as a quiet, fierce, and loving recognition of its own undeniable intrinsic worth.